in 2003, the human genome was completely read and acknowledged. So we have 60 trillion cells in our body, and each cell we have a nucleus, which holds 46 chromosomes. And if you pull that together, it's about 2 meters long. It's written in 3 billion words, combination called GCTA. Okay, or just 4 letters. And that was the day biology became science. Because now I can compare my DNA to you, my DNA to Dr. Sagar, my DNA to my dog, and my DNA to the tree. Okay? I think in the auditorium they explained some of that. This, to our surprise, 43% of your gene DNA coding is a virus tattoo. 43%. The other 50-some% we don't know. Do you know what it means? It means that if somebody asks you, who is your ancestor? The correct answer today is that it's a virus. Viruses. Right? And when you look at the virus, it's very interesting because they're not even living. They only have a DNA or RNA, which is the mapping, the architectural blueprint of the life. Okay? And it has a little stick, called spike. I call it penis, and scientists don't like that word. And see, they don't eat and they don't metabolize. So you're just floating out there without eating. You know what it means? It means you can live forever. And the only time they multiply is when they find the right cell, bacteria, for instance. And they're very specific. They only enter the one that you really think you like. And when they enter, they make a decision. Do you love this person perpetually, or maybe it was a bad choice? If the virus decided it was a bad choice, what does it do? It multiplies itself using the energy of the cell. This is also in the auditorium in the Sagar school. So by using that energy of the cell, they make parts, spikes, DNA, the whole thing. And they go out destroying the cell. So the cell dies. If they decide that they love you perpetually, they tattoo. They take their DNA and insert it into your DNA. Which means it's an ultimate symbiosis. And so that's what we do. At school, my school, or globally, I'm the only person in the world who's researching on astroeconomics. There is no such subject. Okay? And it took me 3 years, but I finally convinced my partner, another professor at my university, to work with me. So there are only 2 astroeconomists in the world. That's not so interesting. And the theory is simple. We came from the universe, we go back to the universe. Probably as a virus, not in a spaceship. And Dr. V. Sagar, I'm sure, has understood this because I gave him this story maybe 100 times. He's a very smart person, so he understands it. And he started listening to me and telling me, listen again, make it short. Okay, so I make it short. So we are just a temporary visitor to the earth. And there are 2 living creatures on earth. One that loves the earth and one that loves the universe. And how do we separate this? Simple, by the amount of energy and the method that we use. We humans love the universe, not the earth. So we want to go back. How is it changed? We use energy to the point on the global average. If we divide the total energy produced in the world by the total number of people living on earth, it is 40,000 kilocalories per man per day. Okay? Today I'm wearing an elephant tie because that's about what the elephant uses. It's extraordinary. You know, you have a cockroach, you have a tree, or you have an elephant, lion. They don't use that much energy. You know? We human only need 2,000 kilocalories per day to survive. We're using 20 times. You know, Japanese use 50 times. Americans use 100 times. The Americans are using 200,000 kilocalories per man per day. That's ridiculous. Why do we do that? Because this is very uncomfortable. You know, we came to Earth, no air conditioning, food is not very good, so they want to go back. So that is the essence of my story. We got from the universe, we go back to the universe, and since we are a temporary visitor, be nice. And how does this relate to Dr. V. Sagar? So I've known him in this world for 37 years. And probably when I go back to the universe as a virus, probably, I will meet him. How am I going to do that? I have tied up with an astronomist, and I brought him to the house of Mr. and Mrs. Juka, because I have a vision. He has the technology. He is the most famous physicist in Japan. So we are planning to send 10 to 20 rockets to the space from next year. It takes 1 year planning. And I would really like to name my first rocket V. Sagar rocket. Sagar voyage to the space. You know what we are going to do? Sending a rocket to the space is common. Everybody does it. You know? We have a different vision. We are determined to take an empty box, uncontaminated, open it in the space, and bring it back and find the virus and bacteria from the space. What does that tell you? It will be the first time since we were born on Earth, maybe 4 billion years ago, maybe 3.8 billion years ago, that life did not start on Earth. It started in the universe. No. This is going to be the single largest discovery of mankind. Right? And that way, I will probably be able to meet Dr. Sagar again up there. I can prove to you that that is my ticket. That will give you an open invitation to meet Dr. V. Sagar again in space. So with that, I like to, because Sagar was already telling me to shut up and sit down. So with that, I like to close my statement. But last night, we walked around this campus, and you see all the beautiful stars. I was cold, you know? But look, it's a clear sky up there, and you can see the stars. V. Sagar always told me, listen. In every sentence, he tells me, listen, Gen, listen. Then he starts. So I'm listening. So if you all tonight look up at the star, listen to the stars. The stars are telling our past history to you. The stars are telling our future history to you. And the stars are telling the present history to you. With that, I'd like to appreciate Sharmashta and Ashwin for inviting me to this event. I just wanted to reciprocate Dr. V. Sagar's kindness. But I'd like to also leave a message to you for that occasion. I'm sure after a week, everybody will forget what I said. You know? But I think you remember one thing. Because of Dr. Sagar, and I'm just an economist, I may win the Nobel Prize in physics. Yes? Thank you. Sorry, I need 30 more seconds. Because how do I open this thing? This is an old painting by Moronobu. Hishikawa Moronobu's student. Okay, because if it's Hishikawa Moronobu, this would be a couple $1 million. But it's a story about Ise story. Ise Monogatari is a story, and actually it's about perpetual love. And this is painted in the 19th century. No, not 19th century, late 18th century. It's a beautiful painting about the love story. Not maybe appropriate for school, but the essence is appropriate to school. It means perpetual love, you know. Actually, the real story is that the husband married and lady married at a young age, and then later on, in the dull moment, the husband finds an attractive mistress, so he's going to that mistress' house every day. So the wife is always praying at home, but the husband one day thinks that maybe she's having an affair too, like me. Then he goes home and then he finds her praying for his health. So he comes back and perpetuates their love. It's like a virus story.
Shulka, please step on stage.
Hello, how are you? From the devil. It was really good. And now watch the sky. Before we move, each will cover the picture in a where we show the punch, right? What is happening around the shop? Not just it, but whatever is happening. So we are looking around the spectrum of
Well done. I believe the entire thing. All these nine everything was done.
Very, very impressive. Satellite. very important. Oh, very